And we're going live. So hello, hello, hello. So good to see all of your faces smiling back at me. And yeah, I'm very excited to be here and coming in from Bali and being in this sacred land of the gods. Very exciting times that we are merging into. I say that today is a very strong portal day. I don't know if you guys have been feeling the energies building up for today, but yeah, I definitely feel this full moon. And in many, many cultures around the world, today is a special, auspicious day. So there is no coincidences in life and no coincidence that we are all here today joining forces under something that brought us all here together. And yeah, so I would like to just kind of share from my heart a little bit about me and my journey and how I actually came to be here today. And yeah, I have a background in a lot of different kinds of traditions, also the shamanic lineages that I've been studying with for many years. But I kind of started off my spiritual path at a very early age. When I was 14, I started to study yoga. And for me, yoga brought me into a very quick acceleration of understanding how awakening is taking place within myself and also around on the globe, actually. Understanding that we are, very capable of raising our energies and awaken from maybe the slumber that we've been in. And it happens differently from everybody, but I had my awakening already when I was 17, and many practices brought me into that. And then I continued my journey studying actually in the shamanic traditions. I lived in Peru for many years and studying with the plant medicines. And one of the medicines that came very close to my heart is called Kambo. It's a frog medicine of the Amazon, that works a lot with detoxification of the organs. It works as a vaccination actually towards a lot of sicknesses, and it helps people to literally like purge anything that is not serving them. So being very much with that organic plant kingdom and working also with the mineral kingdom, loving crystals and loving nature, I always kind of like been drawn to these organic medicines that I feel that can raise our frequency and also, has a language of its own. So all these different medicines that, there's medicine everywhere in every sacred living thing. I really believe so. But throughout the years, I actually suffered from a chronic fatigue that I got in very early stages. I was kind of like had a very low immune system since I was a little girl, and I also ended up having a few surgeries, which actually saved my life. But after those surgeries, I had a weakened immune system, and I kind of suffered from a lot of tiredness, a lot of lack of energy. And even with all these spiritual practices that I was having, and even with my awakening and everything that I did, I still was suffering from this tiredness, this exhaustion. And it was, you know, linked to my physical, emotional, spiritual plane, but I was never able to somehow align my energies. So yeah, I fast forward a little bit, but I think it was like 7 months ago, I met Healy through Thomas, that is gonna present it about for you today. He's here. And he introduced me to this device, and I was kind of like many other people a bit skeptical because it's not organic, it's not coming from nature, it's not coming from the plant, it's not a herb, it's, so, but trying everything that I have, I kind of listened to my intuition, and it told me that this device is something that is going to benefit you. So I went for it. I really used it with a very deep devotion and an openness, because I was praying for this miracle. And after around 2 weeks, I think it was, I started to feel a big shift. And especially when I wake up in the mornings, that's when I was started to usually have my exhaustion. Even like after sleeping 12 hours, I still felt tired. So Healy kind of just shifted my reality completely. And after using it, I haven't felt this chronic fatigue anymore. And this has been huge for me because I've been doing absolutely, being on the spiritual path for the last 10 years, and being very motivated to take care of myself, take care of my health, and working on all different things. Healy was the one that was the answer to my prayer. So I just want to share that from a personal level. Like, this has really changed my life, and this is why I got the vision to gather the sisterhood and gather many people around me, because I know that there is people out there that are kind of suffering from a similar thing as me, and that also has been walking a spiritual path or is starting to walk one. And I feel like this is the most direct access we have to healing frequencies if we are from any place in the world. Like, we can be from our homes, we can be driving the car, we can be on the computer, we can do anything, and we can still access these healing frequencies. And so I've been really coming to stand behind this device fully as something that can help to awaken humanity, which is one of my prayers. And being very devoted for the last 6 months to actually share this with all my family, my friends, my sisterhood, and women around the globe that are in the same kind of page as me with all of this. So I'm very excited to actually invite Thomas, because he is one of the, I would say, the foremost speakers, and his knowledge around Healy is just incredible. Like, he's very wise, and he's really dived into the technology behind this device and fully understood it. So I'm more on the spiritual side of things and more of the intuitive feminine side, and I really feel like he kind of has breached this spiritual understanding with this technology. So I'm excited to give the mic over to you, love, and thank you for listening. And yeah.
Oh, you're gonna stay here?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for Malvina and all the leadership of Beyond Medicine Women. It's the first time that I speak to you directly, and I'll do my best to hold the masculine presence in this beautiful group. I see some newcomers also that I met in my life before. So happy to see you guys. So I've watched actually the development of Beyond Medicine Woman from the back doors, while it was a project being birthed by the few sisters, Anneli, Chaka, Nina, and Malvina. And I really, really resonate with the approach of marrying the organic medicine of the earth and the pure frequency, which is more a quantum understanding of life, marrying both approaches for wellness, for awakening, for actually the development of our consciousness. So I'm going to make a little presentation today so that you guys can really understand why Healy is so important in what is happening in the world now, and why it's a great tool, but also a great opportunity in order to fuel our own personal development and our own community's development. So give me a second to share my screen. And there we go. So to term it, in a very short way, for me, Healy is the future of holistic medicine. You will see why in the presentation. We can actually use the power of plants, of minerals, of nature, of even cosmic energies within the Healy through the quantum field. So there is nothing probably more holistic than Healy. However, wellness and your own personal development needs to be integrated with, well, good sleep, good nutrition, spending time in nature, and nurturing your being with the right input, including the correct frequencies. And Healy is, let's say, the most detailed and the most sharp tool to identify exactly what your body is needed. So for me, it represents the future, the evolution of what we have today in terms of holistic medicine. So if we go a little bit more in detail, I guess you heard about HEALY already, else you would not be there. Or maybe you just trusted one of your sisters to invite you. So let's just have an idea of the journey we're going to have together. First, in one sentence, HEALY, which you can see here in my hand, it's a revolutionary frequency therapy or frequency device that works with quantum technology. Voilà. That's the shortest way we can do. That gives a little bit of information about how it works. Today, my intention is that you understand more about its proper working. How is it possible that we created this in our age and it didn't exist before, and how we use it for really the betterment of our experience of life, namely health. So it is our conviction. When I say us, is the entire HEALY community, 160,000 people now, that the device and the company actually is leading the next evolution in terms of health, in terms of healing, in terms of also understanding of the functioning of the human biology, including multidimensional anatomy. And finally, I want to talk a little bit about the community because it's what most people get the most excited about after entering it. Because we have conscious entrepreneurs, we have leaders, we have medicine women, we have shamans, we have doctors, we have thought leaders and scientists, and everybody comes from a different background, but everyone is focused on the same vision, in the same intention of what they want to see in the world. And they all have the calling that through HEALY, they can birth their project, their impact into the world. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. So in case you don't know me, you have an idea of my background and what happened to me for me to be speaking today. So my journey first was one completely outside of spirituality. I was an engineer who went into strategy consulting for 6 years. So a very corporatist, capitalist career until I had a burnout, until I had a complete, let's say, forceful event in my life that led me to awakening that I cannot do a job that I'm not passionate about, that does not create joy for me, that doesn't create wealth and balance within my own reality. So I'm not going to go into the details, but that huge shift happened 4 years ago. Led me to open up to a new world, like many of you have experienced before, which is actually all the spiritual topics, the understanding of energy, of a reality that exists beyond the physical, about cosmic laws, about the power of the heart, about how to influence your reality and actually make yourself really useful for the world, for the community. So I went into studying different ancient, what I call traditional methods, like Qigong, like Hermetism. Also independent, I would call them natural tools, which is capacity of your own consciousness to, for example, meditate or to recite positive mantras or to deprogram your subconscious. And finally, because and that closing the loop, I studied as an engineer in my life before, I became really interested into the latest cutting edge technology that can help the development of consciousness. So that's kind of my background. And I started with HEALY more than a year ago because after trying it and of course really investigating, is it really possible that this little device is doing what it says it's doing? I got convinced. I saw how many people were having incredible experiences. And then I decided to actually play the game of sharing it and selling it and creating community around it because I realized I could help people more with this and rather than seeing them in sessions one by one or group ceremonies. And I would say that it's a success, you know. I probably impacted more than 2,200 people in 1 year, and most of them had, you know, I would say non-negligible or even life transformative experiences working with frequency, but also empowering themselves on how to work with their body and their frequency. So it's even better than working with me in a healing session. So I'm really happy about my development and what has happened. And my intention for today is that you understand and that you feel, that you connect with the intelligence that is behind healing, what it represents in the world, especially in these modern, very confusing times where health is a priority, where finding new ways of creating income is a priority, and where for people that are awakening, that have a spiritual intention to benefit the collective, there is a way to do it with HEALY, that is sharing health and healing for people. Fantastic. So who do we feel that it's for? It's for anybody who is interested in wellness, in feeling good, in health, in optimizing their performance. It's for spiritual healers, Reiki, magnetism, and any kind of energy system that want to go deeper into their practice, into cleaning their energy meridians, into tuning into the right frequency for their client and for themselves. It's for therapists, health professionals, whatever is your line, relaxology, acupuncture, whatever is your practice that you have clients for that come to you for improving their health. Those people understand that some person will not react the same way to a treatment than another because we're not made the same way. So it's good for somebody who wants to help people with their health to have several tools, several techniques, and several offerings for their clients. And HEALY can be one great addition to what they offer to these people. And finally, we have also conscious entrepreneurs who want to see how is it possible in the world today to create an income, and it can be a big one if you play the game correctly, while sharing something that is positive for people, where no one loses on the value chain, where there is no one working very cheap hours to build something that others are selling very expensively. It's a win-win game here. And I'm sure many of you are like, wait, there must be a way to earn a lot of money and that it's only positive, that no one gets fucked on the value chain. You know what I mean? And it's possible through a conscious enterprise, a conscious group like HEALY. So I'm going to tell you more about it because that's why I'm doing it so much, because I know and I'm sure about the impact and what it has into the world. So Nikola Tesla, amazing scientist that was quite awakened from last century, he put it very nicely. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, you have to think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. I'm sure you heard that before, but we always start the HEALY presentation with this, because HEALY is exactly using vibrations that are characteristic of certain frequencies, more than 144,000, to impact the way energy is structured in your being and in your life. So this is exactly where HEALY and the founder Marcus are tapping into to create this new technology, to go to the next age, the Aquarian age, that includes technology for the betterment of consciousness. So we love Nikola Tesla, and you will see him mentioned several times. For me, you have Nikola Tesla, Einstein, some of the other quantum scientists that were interested in spirituality, down to Marcus Schmincke, who is the inventor of HEALY, that I'm going to talk a bit about because he's an amazing guy. Okay, so let's dive into the topic. How is it possible to explain HEALY in just one slide so that you guys can really get it and understand what is special about it? So that's the little box. You saw it. Probably you have one already or you saw somebody who has one. So in just two simple terms, what does it do? One, it can analyze. So it can scan, can identify the imbalances for someone, you or a client, in their information field. An imbalance can be a distortion, energy pattern that is creating disturbance, that is creating chaos. It can be a trauma, can be stuck emotion from your past, can even be karmic or ancestral imprint. It's something that is not creating harmony and coherence for your health, and that needs to be addressed. So the HEALY can scan all of that. How is it possible that it can scan all of that? Your emotional stuff, your past stuff, your karmic stuff. The only explanation is that you need to use what is called the informational field. That's the scientific name. If you guys are into spirituality, you know it as the Akashic plane or the Akashic records. So that's what the HEALY does. It can access your Akashic records only in the present of now for you or the person that is scanned. And it will scan the entire physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual planes in order to find the right frequencies to unlock that pattern, to unlock that distortion. And it's going to send them to you with electrical wires that you put on 2 electrodes that are really subtle or sometimes a bit more strong, that you can do something else during the day. You just have to set your intention before, or it can send it without the cables. So it can radiate or directly in the information field or around the HEALY, the frequency. And the goal of the frequency is to help your own body that has this amazing innate intelligence to heal itself. Like you cut your hand, it's going to heal itself. The information is in your DNA. That's the beauty and the mystery of life. It knows how to heal, but it needs the right conditions so that the healing can happen. And sending the correct frequency to the body that are personalized, that are for you, and then adjusting them. Here it's every 10 seconds. It's going to scan again after it gives you a frequency to find the next frequency that you really need. So it's creating a unique program that is only working so well for you. If I do the HEALY for myself and I take the note of the frequency, we put the same program, for example, energy, to Malvina, she's going to get different frequencies. And it's normal because she doesn't have the same history and energies as me. So that's in one slide, how we can explain what is the HEALY doing. And you start to understand why it's so powerful. Because one, it can scan all the distortions, also emotional, mental, and spiritual, which of course are the source of a problem in the physical plane. But also it can give you a treatment that is personalized, that is unique, just for you because of your whole information. So it's an extremely accurate frequency surgery. And that's the reason why so many people are having insane experiences, like curing, for example, allergies after 26 years of intolerance to cashew nuts in 4 days, or people who are curing fibromyalgia or migraines. You have so many testimonies, but that's not the purpose here. The reason is, why do we have so many testimonies that look miraculous? Because the HEALY sends the correct order of the correct frequency exactly, so that your own body can unlock the problem and heal. Yes, it's that cool. Actually, it gets me so excited because I really understand what is the impact of that. So in short, it can send up to 144,000 frequency from 0.1 hertz to 1 million hertz. So you have a big range, and it's normal. You have a really complex body. So lots of frequencies are needed to do exactly what we need. It analyzes through the quantum field to access the Akashic record. So that's the only technology that exists on the planet that can do that. We'll see why, because it took a genius and all his life work to make it happen. And finally, it's simple to use because everybody has a super good smartphone these days. So they choose to make the device the simplest as possible. And all the intelligence and the choice and the programs and the scan is on your smartphone. So that if you drop it in the toilet or somebody steals it, you can just pay a little bit to replace the box and don't have to pay the whole price again. So it's made to be easy to use and to be intuitive, meaning you don't need to do 3 weeks of intense training to understand all the frequency and how it works. They made it simple so that the average Joe can use it, so that my grandfather can use it, so that also my mom can use it, for example, that it's easy. All right, so let's see what we can use it for, because that's an important point. First, most people are going to use it, for example, like Malvina, for the physical plane. She had the extreme chronic tiredness, people have allergies, people have pain due to a surgery that didn't fix itself well, or headache or whatever. So most people want to first address a pain that is on the physical level, even if it's located in your emotions. It's still a symptom you want to work on to better your experience of life. So many people use it for pain. You can use it for detox as well, detoxification of the organs, for fasting and so on. Super powerful frequencies for that. For the skin, which was one of my first experiences with HEALY, and for fitness, meaning to improve the energy flow, the oxygen flow, the strengthening of the muscle, and also the regeneration of the muscles. So you have programs for all of that. It also works on the mental plane because, we are all subject to mental illness, even if it's harsh to say, it's true. When we are stressed, when we have negative thinking loops in our head, when we have anxiety about the future, all of those, they are mental illnesses. So we have to see the truth here. Of course, depression and more serious chronic mental conditions are to be addressed with the correct frequencies. And that's actually where the company got the certification in Europe, the medical certification. It can help you to work, to focus, to meditate, and also to learn, meaning to integrate and digest new information into your neurons, into your minds. There's frequencies that help you to do that. Great when you are attending a webinar, for example, like now. Great for when you're studying an advanced new topic that you're passionate about. It works on the bioenergetics. We're going to see how it's possible. On the bioenergetical balance of each of the organs, but also the systems, the nervous system, the lymphatic system, and so on, and the meridians. So they didn't put, of course, all the meridians of Chinese medicine, but they put probably around 20, the 20 main ones that are enough to work with this. Finally, I want to say something about beauty, because beauty is not only physical, it's also a perception of your experience, of the creation of God around you. So they created actually some programs to help you better your physical looks, of course, skin elasticity, nails, hair, and so on, but also inner beauty, meaning reprogramming yourself in order for you to be more excited and more in wonder of your physical reality. And finally, the chakras. You guys probably know about the chakras, the main energy centers in the body. We're going to talk a little bit more about it after, because there's a major revolution that HEALY has brought regarding the chakras. So to conclude, we can say it's a multidimensional harmonization, because that's what it does. It harmonizes a distortion. It harmonizes a problem, something that is not working correctly. And multidimensional because it's working on the energetics, the mental planes, also the spiritual planes. I'm going to touch base a little bit on it, and the physical plane. So it's actually harmonizing your energy, your patterns across all the dimensions so that you can be coherent, so you can be in good health. All right, moving forward, because I know we all have a limited attention span and it's a lot of new information. You should ask yourself, how the heck is that possible? That what I just described is done by this little, not really sexy plastic box. So how is possible? It's possible because the HEALY is going to detect the frequencies that are best for you from scanning your whole being, mental, spiritual, emotional, physical. And then it's going to send you the frequencies. When you use it with the microcurrents, with electricity, it's sending you a frequency, which is a rhythm, into your physical layer with electrons, with electricity. And that's the most used applications of the HEALY. So you're receiving two things. One, you're receiving electricity that is going to your cells, that is going, because you're made of 70% of water, is going everywhere. So all your cells are receiving an information. Electrons that charges your energy. You will see you need to sleep a bit less. Actually, sometimes 1-2 hours less when you use the HEALY every day, because your energy system, your ATP production is boosted. And second thing it's sending to you is information through the frequency. 444 hertz is containing an information that 50 hertz is not containing, but it has another one. And these frequencies, they are for your bioenergetical field. They are for this beautiful construct of the pattern of energy that is in your mind, in your emotional body, in your physical body, and your organs, this entire construct that you need to harmonize. That's what the HEALY is doing. So what is happening when you're sending the right current, electrical current, with the right frequency in your body? Well, very simply, and because we also want to be mindful of the time of this webinar, what it's going to do is that it's going to tell the cell, hey, here's some energy, here's the resonance frequency. Now you can activate, enter in resonance, and balance the electrical tension at your membrane, meaning eject some ions and capture from the outside some negative ions in order to create more electrical tension at the border of the cell. That's what it's going to do. And why? Because the research has shown that if at the membrane of the cell, the electrical tension is close to zero, the cell dies. As if it needs this energetical tension to work and to create the protein and to replicate and to create the ATP. So that's what the study is showing. You have to have enough tension, enough energy tension in your cells for the cell to work well. And if you don't have the right tension, the cell is going towards sickness and death. So that's basically what happens in your body when you recalibrate your cells with the correct frequencies. All right, that's enough. Now it's going to be more light. I know it was probably a bit much, but I'm sure you took what you needed to take in this explanation. So now let's talk about the results. And because it's a specific webinar today for your group, for the Beyond Medicine Women group, I know you guys already talked about HEALY before between each other, and that you already have a good idea of what is possible with the HEALY. So I'm not going to go into presenting the different results that we have gotten. I'm going to refer to you to talk to your sponsor or the person who invited you, and to make sure you can explore yourself this Facebook group called the Frequency Experience. It's probably now 53,000 people. And all these people are participating to give in their own testimonies. So it's a lot of work to maintain, and I'm part of the team who's overseeing this. But basically, it's a repository of the best testimonies. So if you are, curious about what people had experience with tinnitus or chronic fatigue, you go and you use the search function in that group. You put the keyword, and then you see the post with a lot of comments that are good stories that were shared. That's the best. So moving forward, and of course, talk to your sponsor. They have probably their own experience with it. We can put them in contact directly with the other testimonies.
Those testimonials on the website.
Yeah, there's testimonials on your website, beyondmedicinewomen.com. That's perfect. But the best is to do your own experience anyway. So moving forward, I want to just tell you who is behind this whole thing, because they are conscious beings, Christian Halper and Marcus Schmicke, and their intention is to help the development of consciousness in a positive and beneficial manner for the collective. And they needed to have certain conditions in order to really impact the world. So for Christian, he's a billionaire, so he has the money, and he's also conscious. He has a chain of vegan restaurants all across the world, and he's an investor into, after he got his awakening, of course, into conscious companies that are helping people. So he's the money guy. And Marcus is the genius. So this guy, he can play 25 games of chess in parallel, eyes closed, and win them all. And he's in the Guinness World Book of Records. So he's kind of an autistic genius. But he's not autistic in that sense. He's actually presenting every Friday to the whole HEALY team his discoveries and what he sees for the future and so on. And he's a very interesting guy, very light, very spiritual. He spent 10 years being a monk. So quantum physicist, who's a genius. He will also spend 10 years as a monk in India, and who came back with the conviction or the message: you have the brains and the contact and the synchronicity to make something new happen that can help the development of consciousness, especially in these dark times. So then he came back, and it took him 15 years. And now he's a bit older than on the picture, but he's an amazing guy. So those two are at the top of the company. They are the CEO and the founders, and they're let's say overseeing the entire development of what we're doing, and they're really amazing. I mean, Christian is talking about astrology to predict how he is going to evolve, and Marcus is talking about his past lives in China on corporate meetings. I mean, these guys are mega cool. Anyway, this is my opinion, but hopefully you'll be of the same. And they, of course, called their friends and respected scientists and doctors all around the world to work together on the display of which frequencies are doing what, and to further increase the performance of the products so that people can continuously have the best frequencies updated for their health. All right. Thank you. So time is moving, and also we have a special promotion running until the end of the month. So I'm going to ask you to refocus a bit here to understand what is going on with the choice you have if you want to get a HEALY, because something big is changing soon, and it's one of the reasons why it's important to consider maybe getting one before the end of the month. So first, what do we have in the HEALY? We have program pages. So all of this is what you see on your phone. For example, here you have the fitness page, and you have one for muscles, one for strength, one for stamina, one for relaxation, one for regeneration. And here's for sleeping. People are from sleeping. Here's for the beauty and the skin, the meridians, the energetical balancing of your organs, protection, detox, and so on. So these are program pages, and they're going to select the right frequency for you depending on what you want to work on. And then you have more quantum capabilities. Right now it's in what is called the HEALY resonance. So basically, it's giving you information and not just sending you frequency. It's giving you more about what is going on in your Akashic field. Example number one, you can make a diagnostic of your own frequency. You can scan yourself like I did on the screenshot. I'm scanning myself in the program bioenergetical balance. And the result after scanning my frequency is telling me right now, so that was 24th of January, at 65%, which is pretty high, I need the frequencies of the immune system. So probably I was getting a bit sick, or I was standing too much in the AC or something. And then it told me that I need to work on the energetical balancing of my nerves. So basically this function is to scan yourself to know what is good for you in terms of frequency. It's only accessible in the top HEALY, the HEALY resonance. And you can do something even more cool, especially if you're into spirituality and the chakra. You can scan your chakras to see the instant distribution of energy right now in the 7 main chakra. So it's not the, unfortunately, especially with this picture, it's not the development of my chakras in the spiritual sense on all my life. It's right now in the instant how much energy is flowing in my chakras. So this is the best screenshot I ever had, the highest levels. So of course I use it. So here you can see all my levels were really harmonized and really high. And then you can go more deep. You can select one chakra and you can scan what energy patterns are activated in the chakra. And it's giving you a sentence in English. It's the second line here. For example, in my solar plexus, I had the person has a strong need to control right now. And it's an energy that is blue. So it's coming from my throat chakra. So it has to do with my communication and my expression. So it's an energy in my solar plexus that was not harmonized, and it was coming from a need to control what is happening, probably through my voice and my communication. And then it's up to me to understand why I have this pattern activated in my solar plexus the 24th of January. And it can go even deeper, but it's not the goal of this webinar. It can tell you if it's in your physical body, emotional body, mental body, meaning if it's a belief system that is not working. It can also tell you if it's coming from your ancestors or your grandparents or your parents. And it will tell you how accurate is this reading. And it will tell you how much work there is to do to remove it. So it's no joke. I mean, this is the first time in history we can access information on the chakras that are not coming from a clairvoyant or a master or in an indirect way. It's a direct analysis of what is going on in your chakras. And if you know about the chakras, this is absolutely fantastic regarding what you can do for your own development. All right, enough with this. Now let's understand how it's put together in the HEALY, if you want to get one or if you want to promote it. So you have a first edition of HEALY that is called HEALY Gold. It just has one program page that you can see here on the phone. So you have 6 programs inside. No, 7, sorry. You have pure, care, balance, being, energy, relax, and release. They're the best set of frequencies that they put together in a gold, let's say, collector program. And you use it, and it will use that purpose, so balancing or energize or relax, at all levels of your being. So it's more of a full being effect. And then what they put is they categorize more or less programs and function per edition. So first you have the holistic health, where you have gold plus those 7 programs. So the skin, to sleep, the meridians, the mental balance, the bioenergetical balance, and pain. And this package, it's 500 euro right now until end of April. And then there's a package called Holistic Health Plus. So they put the same programs as before, which is already quite good, and they added the rest: learning, fitness, job, beauty, chakra, protection. Now it's 1,000 euro. And then there is the master edition, which most people end up having because it has all the programs, but it can also scan your aura and scan your resonance, what I was just showing before. That's much more powerful. And right now it's 1,500 euros. All right, so that's a good discount, but that's not the end of the story. They're changing their business model completely. Because right now it was quite, let's say, expensive for somebody who would, for example, just want to use the scans and 1 or 2 programs. So it had a high ticket at the beginning. But the advantage is that you just pay it once. And what they decided, that's a strategy decision, and I think it's a good one. They're going to change the models, and these editions will disappear. And instead, there's going to be a subscription-based program or service. So you're going to have 4 different HEALYs soon. That's the first time we present this. It's just fresh out of the corporate. And the way it works is that in certain models, you're going to pay more or less, and you're going to have some programs for lifetime, like we have now everything for lifetime, and some programs, they will just give it to you for 3 months, and then you're going to have to pay for it. And you choose the programs, of course. And it's going to be cheaper because there's less programs included, and you can choose which one you want. That's great. But the cons is that you're going to have to continue to pay if you want to continue to use it for the subscription programs. So basically, we're going to look at holistic health at 900 euros, which will have 4 program pages. You will choose which one that you will have all the time, that you can use it even if you want to stop the subscription. And then you're going to have 3 more pages that you choose that you're going to use for 3 months without paying, and then you're going to have to pay for it. For HEALY Aura, it's going to be the same with 5 and 6 programs. HEALY Resonance, which is the name of the maximum one of right now, 6 programs for lifetime and 9 that you can choose later on. And then you're going to have something that is will be called HEALY Professional, which is what we have now as HEALY Resonance. It's a HEALY with everything inside, lifetime included. So you never have to pay anything again. And the correct price or value for this, for the product and the technology, is 4,200 euros. So long story short, my friends, the best one is the HEALY Resonance, mostly because it accesses the quantum field and shows you what's there. So if you want to scan someone or scan yourself, it's super powerful. Right now, it's costing 1,500 euros. Soon, if you want to have the same thing, it will cost 4,200. And it's normal, it's part of the change of the strategy. But that's the reason why we have so many people talking about HEALY right now. You want to get the collector resonance, the one you only paid 1,500, and for all of your life, you have all of the programs. Because later it will be more expensive, or you're going to have to bother yourself with subscriptions. So that's basically the big shift that is happening, guys. And I'm really recommending that if you have a HEALY that is not a resonance, you upgrade to resonance before the end of the month. And if you don't have one yet, understand that probably you want to get the one that you pay one time, 1,500, and then basta. You use it for all your life. Okay. Before we open the space for questions, let's talk a little bit about the opportunity, because that's one of the things that many people are excited about, that I'm super excited about, that Malvina, who was not so much a businesswoman, starts to be excited about. And I know some of you guys also that talked to me before the webinar, you're excited for that. So what's the opportunity? What's the business opportunity that was created around HEALY for helping you not just with your health, but also with your personal finances? First, network marketing, meaning people make the advertisement and make the communication and they get commissions for it. And when you recruit people who want to play the game with you and you make a community and a team, you start to earn passive income, which is the dream, by the way. Then it's a medical device. It's the first time in history that there's a medical device in a network marketing. So he was a pioneer for that. It's a unicorn product, like the little schematic there, meaning it's kind of like Uber and Airbnb. It's like those kind of companies that are so innovative that they will take over the market very quickly. So that's amazing to be in one of them, of course. It's a category creator because it has no competition. Why? Because only Marcus figured out how to connect to the Akashic plane in a technological way for now. So until someone else finds the same equations, the same mathematical models, and creates all the logistic and manufacturing chains, we are alone. So it's amazing. I mean, it's really amazing. There is no competition. It's disrupting several industries for nutrition, wellness, for any kind of usage that you use the HEALY for. And it's growing pretty fast because we got 1,000 new members in 2020. That's huge. And probably by the end of this year, we hope to reach 500,000, maybe a bit more. So the worldwide family is growing really fast. And to be honest, it's the coolest people that are in it. I mean, there's all the medicine women, there's all the conscious entrepreneurs. Here, there is all the digital nomads in Bali. There is the spiritual communities all around the world. There's the girls in Avalon, there's Ibiza, there's people in Tulum that are waiting for it to open. And you have all the conscious marketers, Instagrammers, and anybody who want to co-create the new earth, the new civilization, and increase the vibration so that we go out of this weird dystopian dream that we're living collectively right now. So you can earn extra income, great, when you share one, but you can also earn a passive income when the people that you work with are also playing the game and recruiting and selling some HEALYs and sharing the vibe. So that's nice. And then what you can do with this money, it's up to you. But if you're a conscious being, you're going to use it in a conscious way so that at the end, you're using the energy of money as a spiritual energy for the betterment of the world and not for the satisfaction of your ego. But no one can check what you do with your money. That's the idea. But the coolest part is the community. I mean, this Beyond Medicine Women community I found super cool. Too bad I'm not a woman to be in it, but I'm kind of watching from behind what's going on. And I have my own community and it's super, super cool. And the most exciting thing for me is that everybody is focused on the same vision. New Earth, we have to upgrade our civilization. We are probably in the times that we call apocalypse right now, where the masks are falling and all the structure and the corruption is falling apart. So something new will be born from these ashes. It's the new conscious civilization. And the people who are wanting to collaborate and to co-create for this, they see HEALY as a possibility to put in their energies. For example, we did a crazy, amazing event in Bali last year with ecstatic dance, meditations, HEALY talks, and so on. It was super cool. And we want to see that happen everywhere in the world after all these lockdowns. Okay, so let's conclude so we can do some questions and I can stop bothering you with my talks. So if you want to join us, which is participating in the evolution of health and healing with a quantum frequency technology, which if you're spiritual, you know what is the Akashic plane, which is super cool. It's the first time ever that we can connect to it without the human psyche. If you love health and wellness, if you're a bit visionary, if you're spiritual, if you're focused on creating the new conscious civilization and the new earth, and if you just want to help humanity in a way that is positive for the people, then we probably want to work with you. And the next step for you will be after this webinar to contact the person who invited you and to start to see how you can get your hands on one, because we remind it and it's super, super important. There's 14 days to trade for free. And if it's not working for you or you need your money back because something has happened, you can send it back and you get refunded very quickly. Voila, that was my presentation, ladies. I hope it was on point. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and then I'd love to hear from you if you have any questions or feedback or how did that land for you. I hope I was not too long. You can unmute yourself.
I just want to say thank you, Tomas.
It's a pleasure.
And yeah, I don't think that there is any clearer way of explaining HEALY than you do. It takes some time to let it all sink in, but I really invite you to watch the replay also if you felt like it was a lot of information, because there's so many golden nuggets in this. So I've heard him speak 100 times and I can just continue loving.
But soon you're gonna present it directly. Huh?
So if anyone has any questions, please unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi. Nice to see you. Thank you for the introduction again, Tomas and Malvina. So I just saw on one of your slides that it said April 30th. Was that right for the promotion?
That's right. However, we don't know if they're not going to extend it a bit because changing the model is a big thing. They're aiming at changing it in May, but you know the truth of the matter is that if they're not ready, they're going to give one more month. But we are at the end of the era that is good to like get activated now, just because it's better, you know.
That's perfect. Then we have a bit more time to get sorted. Thank you.
Great. Fantastic. How is it for you, Mitra? I'm so happy to see you.
The same. Thank you so much. And wow, wow. It's like, yeah. I'm really excited for this. It's like you say, a lot to take in and to understand, to integrate, but I feel really excited about it. And yeah, for now I don't have like also the dates. I thought, yeah, I just got mine, HEALY, not the gold, but the one after. What
Holistic.
what is it called? HEALY holistic.
Yeah.
Holistic. Yeah. And now when you said that it's gonna go up in price, I felt like, oh, I want to get the resonate straight away, but you say it might be extended, or how did I
Yeah,
hear?
but, so HEALY has this bad habit of letting us know at the last minute,
Yeah.
probably for a reason. So I would not take the chance if I was you, because in case they change the price May 1st, you won't be able to upgrade it to Resonance. It won't be possible, and you don't want to miss that. So, I would tune in the last week of April. I think you should. So if you have the one that is the holistic health now, if you put just 500 more, you get the Resonance. So overall, it's like a
It's
record
100 more, and then it's the resonate.
500 more, yeah, 500 more. Chaka will help you.
Okay.
Yeah, 500 more. So you will have paid approximately 1,000.
Okay.
And you get the Resonance, will cost 4,000 later. So, and you want to play with the Akashic plane. I mean, you want to scan your chakras. That's the coolest thing you can do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about if I invite people, if I want to upgrade, I do it through my login, or I contact Ingeborg or Chaka for that.
You can do it yourself, but you can ask. So Ingeborg, if she just arrives, maybe she doesn't have all the background to do it. So you can ask Chaka. But basically, you go into your shop, same place where you bought it, and you go all the way at the bottom of the page, and you will have upgrade from holistic to resonance. And then when you pay this, they will ask you a serial number that is behind the HEALY to make sure it's this one that they will upgrade, and then you pay. So basically, you can do it all by yourself, but just, because the website is shit, they're gonna change it in 2 months, and it has some glitches. You want to make sure, you get it perfectly, so there's no problem. So Chaka will help just to make sure everything is good. Yeah.
Super. Thank you.
I'm so happy to see you in the family.
Yeah.
I'm HEALY.
Here.
Hi, Mia.
Family. Hi everybody. So lovely to see you guys again. And thank you for a lovely presentation. It's been amazing. You learn, as you say, something new all the time, and there is, it's a lot to digest. But wow, what a new evolution!
Indeed.
Interesting, super interesting. I got the resonance the other day, so I've been working with it this weekend. We had a goddess event out on a farm with like yoni yoga and all these kind of things. It's been really lovely. So I was trying to make the scans for the ladies to bring them all into this lovely little space, but I didn't get the program right. So I'm working with it now. But I'm having these kind of things once in a while. So next time, the ladies will be lined up for this.
Fantastic. And when you scan people, you need to train yourself a bit, because sometimes you have to master the Bluetooth connection, and you have to also be able to tell them to focus at the right moment, and then to interpret the results. I made a tutorial on YouTube on how to do this, and I'm also making a new one now that is even more detailed, that will really train you, in one video, how to make a killer scan. So that's coming.
His presentations are amazing. I really recommend to see his YouTube channel and see all the different videos he put up to learn more. Like an exploration. And
for sure. I saw one video when you did the resonance to Bali, or with this woman in Bali. So I would love to see another one. I will check out your YouTube. Is that your name on the YouTube channel?
The name is Resonance Frequencies. I'm just gonna give you the YouTube channel now, because you guys have you're gonna have your sponsor group, the Beyond Medicine Woman one, but at the back of it is the HEALY, meaning your own HEALY business, and how you create abundance with this, so that you can fuel it into your conscious initiatives, how to help whatever project you have with indigenous and so on. So I'm kind of taking care of the tutorials and the troubleshooting and all the HEALY stuff. So you guys can take all of my work and use it for your benefit, to help your life more easier. So please make sure you register to this YouTube channel. Oh, this is a studio thing. Well,
Yep.
okay.
See.
Okay. This is it. Sorry. Second link. It's called resonance frequencies, and I'm trying to like organize the video that we really need to understand how to scan, how to turn it on and set it up, what is in the pink app, what is in the blue app, and why is it revolutionary, and some training also on how to share it.
Mhm.
So you guys can find all of that for your own business there.
And sometimes it can feel like
Oh.
a bit overwhelming, you know, with all this information, especially for me with all these videos. So, you know, I recommend like to just kind of do a little bit at a time. You know, maybe I'm gonna do 20 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day, or maybe twice a week, you know, taking the information and practicing it. And for me, it's like a school, you know, on actually learning, because I think intuitively as women, we do have this capacity of sitting in front of someone and really tuning in with them and knowing kind of what to say, you know, or what kind of emotion, you know. So the Healy kind of creates this relationship with your higher self. And I love it, you know. I if you have the resonance, like play with it, like it's your new tool, you know, that where you can learn from. And I think everyone discovers your own journey with Healy differently. And that's why it's beautiful, because we all can share from different points of view. But I do feel like Thomas has a very, very deep understanding and very integrated understanding around it. So definitely take his point of view in and yeah, melt it in, like not too much at once, but a little bit every week. I say it's a good recommendation.
Yeah, thank you guys. Really, I'm really inspired, and I'm really thankful for all you guys, for both of you guys, and the information. And I will dive into a lot more the week coming up.
The beauty of the network marketing is that everybody above you in the tree, in the structure, they want you to succeed. So you're gonna have more support and more help that you can handle, because everybody above you wants you to do good, and that's good as well. So you're gonna have all the Beyond Medicine Woman group support, and also all my groups, all my videos, everything, and we have even trainings from the people above us that we can access for free. So I would say, you know, go slowly and do it in the most authentic way. Make your experience first and then share it from your heart in the spiritual way. The right people will be magnetized to what you're sharing. Is the beauty of doing it in a high vibrational way.
And there is many people, or many of actually, you know, there's people in your field and in your family and friends that actually are just waiting for something like this. You know, there's some of the people that are most, I would say, inspired with Healy, that has become really good friends of mine. They just read this post and they knew intuitively, like, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been praying for. And so it's very, very kind of, it kind of sells itself, you know, by just you sharing passionately about it, which is amazing. And I've attracted so many people just by actually having it in my field and using it and having my direct experience with Healy. So that's why it's like a magnet, you know, and a little precious diamond that I'm carrying around all the time. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that too. Like, the magic is just to use it for yourself, and then it kind of attracts the right people. Yeah.
Can I ask
Yeah, go for it.
One thing that pops up in my mind, that you are the prices is going to go up, then I'm thinking, oh, but will so many people then buy then? Is it going to be more difficult for people to get in?
It's a great
See what I mean?
it's a great
Thinking
question.
about that.
No, it's a perfect question. I want to address it. It's not the whole price is going up. It's only the price of what exists today, meaning a Healy with everything included for all the life. This would be only now for a professional who don't want to have to deal with subscription. But the other Healys, they're cheaper. So the reason why they did that is that people can pay less and choose what they want inside, and they can change every month.
Mhm.
So overall, it's cheaper for the people. That's
It's
the
more
idea. Huh?
affordable for people who are just wanting to try it, play with it, and then have experiences with it, and then they might choose to upgrade and then upgrade again, you know, depending on their experience. So I think it will be more accessible for the masses, you know, for people to actually get used to what this is, you know, because a lot of people are like, well, I'm going to pay 1,500 euros and for this little plastic box without understanding what it actually is. So it's sometimes more difficult for people to understand, but if it's more affordable, they might want to at least give it a chance, you know, and have their experience and then get inspired. So
it will never be cheaper than 500. 500 is always the first entry point, but there's a big difference between 500 and 1,500. It's 3 times more. So what HEALY wants to do is to play in that range, to have more people that can enter with 800, 900 and have a lot to play with, and not having to pay 2,000 or 3,000. So I emphasize that what exists today until they finish this promotion, it will never be accessible again at that price range. So it will become a collector. You know, if you go the resonance before they change the model, you will have something that will cost the real price, 4,000 bucks, but you got it for much cheaper. So the idea is more like, if you have the chance to be in HEALY already, like you guys, great, thank you for your higher self. They go through before, it's more expensive. So you get your HEALY, and you have still 1 whole month to share it with your closest friends and people who can benefit from it, that you want to co-create with. They can get it too, but then the next generations of people, they will have a different approach. So the goal is that as many people as we want have that super good promo one. And then it will be a different story. Then it will be less commissions, but it will be cheaper, so more people can buy it, but they will have to change every month if they want. So I think it would be more easy to sell, and you will earn a bit less money, but it will be more regular. It will be every month instead of just when you sell. There's a lot that comes into account there, and we have time to talk about it in the coming months anyway, so that everybody is really clear about what's going on.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but for me, you know, knowing that you can pay 1,500 for what this offers is actually nothing, because it is for a lifetime, and you know they keep on coming up with new programs that are amazing, and I feel like having this is what's gonna like impact a lot of people in the world that we are looking at, you know, because everything really comes from us communing with these new frequencies that are becoming available to us. So this kind of like it fine tunes you, and I think that the more people that have them, that maybe are not introduced to spirituality, that are not introduced to feeling good in their bodies, just having them like, okay, maybe you can use this for 3 weeks, try it on and see how you feel. So we want to like be able to distribute to people who are normally maybe won't have access to this. And I think with this new change, it will like give people an opportunity to try it on, you know, instead of feeling it like it's such a big step, it becomes a smaller step towards their health or towards changing their life, you know, in some way or another. So,
and I want to add something also that I just thought about. There's something called the fast start, and the fast start is an incentive when you just join HEALY. If you sell 3 HEALYs, any one, the 500 or the 1,500, in the first month, they will send you another one for free if you have the resonance. So, for example, for you, Mitra, if you don't upgrade and you sell 3, they will upgrade you to the next edition. So you'll have the HH plus. If you sell 3 and again 3, so if you sell 6, you'll get the resonance for free. You don't need to pay 500 more. But my recommendation is that you upgrade it yourself and then you sell 3. What will happen is that they will send you another box, another one that you can sell later for like 2,000 or 3,000. So
Okay.
yeah, you kind of want to get like a second Healy for free, because since it will be a collector, it will be super easy to sell later on.
Yeah.
Me, I have like, I
I
have,
have
I
four
see.
resonances.
I have
Yeah.
7 Healys, but
Yeah.
it's because I give them to my team to pass around and
Yeah.
to make people try them.
Yeah. I
Because
hear
they want
another
to
thing.
yeah.
But so what do you say? If I sell 3, I get a resonance for free, but within a month or?
Yeah, within a month since Chaka or Ingeborg created your account. So
Mhm.
you will see when you're logging on your account, it's tell you how many days you have left in your fast start.
Oh,
Maybe
okay,
25, 22.
that's really cool. Okay.
And basically, you just want to make sure that before the last day, you upgrade your own Healy to Resonance. Because if you qualified, it will take the edition you have at the last day and then give you the bonus based on that.
Okay.
Voila.
Maybe it's to ask. Is there anyone else that have any like specific questions around the Healy webinar that we just presented, or anything else that you feel like there's a burning question in your heart?
All right. Thank you, Angela, for your message from the States. Cool. All right. I'm going to stop the live on Facebook then. And I'll stop the recording too.